Morning, students. Today I am taking your another class. This is continuation of your last class. Uh, Last class we discussed numericals on work energy principles and equation of kinematics. Today I will be discussing numericals on conservation of energy and impulse momentum theorem. Right? So let's go ahead. First of all, I will discuss three numericals on conservation of energy, and then I will discuss two more numericals on impulse momentum theorem. So let's start with numericals on conservation of energy. Here, this is the first numerical. In this numerical, there is a block having mass 2 kg. This this is the block having mass 2 kg, and it has a velocity of 2 meter per second. It is sliding down in this inclined plane with a velocity 2 meter per second. And if the horizontal surface is friction constant mu equal to zero point 0.4, this is 0.4. The coefficient of friction between this surface, this mass, and this surface is zero point 0.4. Find the distance it travels in horizontal before it stops. So we have to find basically the distance, this distance uh, uh, before this mass actually stops on the horizontal plane. Uh, uh, Avoid this 2 meter. This is a wrongly written. The answer is not 2 meter. So avoid this thing 2 meter. We have we actually have to calculate that this distance. So let's calculate. Let's find out how to calculate this distance. Now, if you remember that the conservation of energy is actually uh, total energy in initial and total energy final. Total energy is basically sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So we will find out initial kinetic energy plus potential energy, and and final kinetic energy and potential energy, and equate them and find out the solution. So let us first of all find E initial when when the mass is at this stage, right? So we have to find out the initial kinetic energy as well as potential energy. Now, as you know that this height is h equal to 8 meter and v equal to 2 meter per second. So there is definitely potential energy mgh, and there will also be initial kinetic energy, that is 1 by 2 mv square. So if we calculate this thing here, you can see this E initial equal to EP plus EK, where EP is potential energy, EK is kinetic energy, EP is mgh, and 1 by 2 mv square. Uh, so if we put the formula of mgh and v, then we find that 2 into 10 into 8, that is mgh, plus 1 by 2 m, this is 2 kg, and v is 2 meter per second square. So when we calculate, we get 164 joules. Now if we find out E final, this that is actually 0. Why? Because if you see that when this mass reaches here, there is neither any potential energy, because uh, height has already been moved, and velocity is also 0 at this case. So um, so definitely the final total energy will be 0. So this is what actually is written in this case, E final equal to 0. So now we know E final as well as E initial. Now another principle last class I discussed, the total work done is equal to E final minus E initial, right? So um, if we if we find out the total work done is actually uh, mu into nx, right? And n is basically m into g. So mu equal to zero point 0.4, n equal to mg, so 2 into 10, and x we have to find, the distance we have to find. So when we equate this with E initial, we get 8x, 8 dot x equal to 164 kilojoule, and finally we get x equal to 20.5 meter. So block actually slides 20.5 meter in horizontal. So this distance is basically 20.5 meter, not 2 meter. This is wrongly displayed here. So kindly avoid this thing. So answer is 20.5. meter. Um, this is first numerical. I will share this presentation also with you on WhatsApp group. Uh, but first of all, let me explain this uh, through presentation, right? Now let's go to the next numerical. Find the final velocity of the box from the given picture. There is a box which is m equal to 2 kg and velocity equal to 10 meter per second. This this box moves on this inclined plane that is 4 meter, and finally it reaches here and it gets stopped, right? So we have to find the final velocity here. This velocity we have to find, right? So how to solve this? Again, we have to use the conservation of energy theorem. We know E initial is equal to E final, that is total kinetic and total energy initial, total energy final. Now, initial, if we see initial energy, uh, this this thing, there is only velocity here. There is no potential energy involved because there is no height movement. So, so uh, initial initial energy will be equal to uh, ek, that is 1 by 2 mv square, and e final would be uh, there will be kinetic energy also as well as potential energy, because now the box has moved this distance also, this height also, so there will be potential energy as well as kinetic energy both, right? So uh, the ek plus ep, where ek is 1 by 2 mv dash square plus mgh. We know m, we know v, we know g, we know h. We do not know v dash, and that is we actually have to find. So once we put all the values, we get ei equal to 100 joule and e final equal to 80 plus v dash square. And when we equate this e final and e initial together, we can solve for v dash. That is, the answer is 2 root 5 meter per second. So the answer of V here is 2 root 5 meter per second. This is the second numerical related to um, conservation of energy. Now let's go ahead to the another numerical. This is another numerical. There is a person, Tony Hawk, whose mass is 66 kg. He rides in on skateboard at a local skate park. He starts from rest at the top. At this point, the velocity is zero, and as in given in figure below, he descend down to the track. He descend down through this track. Uh, that the height is 18 meter, and he always maintain contact with the surface. The mass of the skateboard is negligible, as is friction, except where noted. Now, what is the person's speed when he reaches the bottom of the initial dip? We have to find the speed when this person reaches to this point, that is 18 meter below, from here to here. And uh, another question is when he again ascends to the top of a hill, this point, the 10 meter, this is actually uh, 10 meter, right? 10, this is not actually 8 meter. This here it is written 8 meter. This is wrong. This 10 meter is right, right? So when the person again goes back to this point from here to here, that is 8 meter, then what is the speed when he reaches this point? So we have to calculate two velocities. First, when this person comes down to this level, and then again when he goes back to this level. So we have to find out two velocities. Now let's start the numerical. Um, the first of all, we find out the velocity when the person um, reaches to this end, right? So you can see from the conservation of energy, actually this person is here, so there would be potential energy, and finally when it reaches to this point, it would be a kinetic energy. So potential energy transforms into kinetic energy. So this mgh will be equal to 1 by 2 mv square, as given here. Mg h1 equal to 1 mv1 square by 2. So finally we will find this v1, which is equal to root 2 gh1. H1 we know that is 18 meter, and we find out that the answer is 18.8 meter per second. So the first thing is that the first velocity is 18.8 uh, meter per second when this person reaches from this point to this point. Potential energy transformed to kinetic energy, equating both of them, and we find out the potential, the velocity, final velocity, right? Now let's do the second part. When the person again ascends from this point to this point, then first there was a potential energy, and when he reaches to this, there will be potential energy as well as kinetic energy both, right? So if we see that when we equate both of them, we get mgh1 equal to mv2 square by 2 plus mgh2, where h1 is the 18-meter height and h2 is a 10-meter height, and v2 we have to find, m we know. So when we equate this equation, we get v2 equal to 12.5 meter per second. So finally we get answer v1 equal to 18.8 meters per second and v2 equal to 12.5 meter per second. So I hope you understood these three numericals related to conservation of energy. Now let's go and solve two numericals based on impulse momentum energy, right? Now let's go ahead. Numericals on impulse momentum theorem. First numerical here is uh, actually this the display is little uh, little not it's not is 100% visible, but try to understand this thing. It's still little bit you can understand. I am sending this presentation also. Through this presentation you can understand the whole numerical, right? uh, this is a question. A 1.5 kg ball drops vertically onto a floor. There is a ball whose weight is 1.5 kg and it drops from here to here, hitting the floor. This hit the floor with a speed of 25 meter per second. When this ball hits the floor at that point, velocity is 25 meter per second. It is in contact with the floor for 0.020 second. This ball is in contact with this floor for 0.020 second and then again rebounds to a height of 11.5 meter. This height 11.5 meter. What is the magnitude of the average force of the floor on the ball? We have to find the magnitude of the average force of the floor, this floor on the ball, that average force we have to calculate, right? So definitely here will be we require impulse momentum theorem. But before this, we need to understand uh, the velocity exactly after rebound. That velocity we have to understand. So let us suppose that velocity is um, v naught, right? And when this ball strikes this surface, at that time height is 0 meter, right? And uh, and the final velocity when this ball reaches to this height, from this to this, the final velocity is 0 meter per second, and the final height is 11.5 meter, right? So if we um, equate initial kinetic energy in initial total energy and final total energy, then 1 by 2 mv naught square plus mgh naught equal to 1 by 2 mvf square plus mgh f. So this v naught we have to find that this uh, when this velocity what is the velocity exactly when this ball strikes uh, strikes the uh, floor and rebounds. So that velocity we have to find, and the h naught is equal to 0, so mgh naught will be equal to 0, and vf is also 0, the total velocity at this point is 0, so 1 by 2 mvf square equal to 0 plus mg hf we know that is 11.5 meter per second. So then we get 1 by 2 mv naught square equal to mghf, and so finally v naught equal to root 2 ghf. When we calculate this, we get 15 meter per second. That is the velocity uh, when this uh, ball just rebounds, right? Now we know that initial velocity is 25 meters per second and final velocity is 15 meter per second. So and the uh, time for this contact between floor and wall is 0.020 second. We have to calculate F force average force, that is F average delta T, which is equal to MVF minus MVI, right? So mass we know 1.5 kg that we put here, and Vf, that final velocity, which is equal to 15 meter per second, and the initial velocity 25 meter per second. Now this initial velocity is negative because this is velocity when the ball is going in downward direction. So definitely Vi will be equal to minus 25 meter per second. When we put all this formula, we get average force 3 into 10 to power cube Newton, or 3 kilonewton. That is the average force. So this is how we uh, we calculate uh, average force using impulse momentum theorem. This is one numerical. Another numerical I want to discuss with you. In this numerical, there is a 50 kg mass, that is 50 kg mass, that is sitting on a frictionless surface. At this, when this uh, mass is here, at that time velocity is 0 meter per second. An unknown constant force pushes the mass for 2 seconds. There is an unknown force uh, uh, which pushes mass for 2 seconds, right? Until the mass reaches a velocity of 3 meter per second. We have to calculate basically what is the initial momentum of the mass, what is the final momentum of the mass, what was the force acting on the mass, and what was the impulse acting on the mass. So as we know, initial momentum is mass into velocity, that is initial velocity. So here the initial velocity is 0 meter per second. So we can see here momentum is mass time velocity. Since the mass is at rest, the initial velocity is 0 meter per second. So initial momentum will be equal to m into v, that will be equal to 0 kg meter per second. So this will be the initial momentum, and the final momentum, the velocity becomes 3 meter per second and mass remains same. So this will be final momentum will be 50 into 3 meter per second. So final momentum will be 150 kg meter per second. And another question is, what was the force acting on the mass? So we can use the impulse momentum theorem, that is force into time, uh, final momentum minus initial momentum. So final momentum we have calculated, initial momentum we have calculated, time uh, time we know, here is time we know 2 second, here 2 second, this force is applied, right? So when we put this formula ft equal to m final momentum minus initial momentum, we get ft equal to 150, right? So uh, ft equal to 150, and 2 t we know 2 seconds. So when we put, we get force which is equal to 75 kg meter per second square, right? Or we can say this is in Newton also. So 75 Newton is the answer of force. The next question is, what was the impulse acting on the mass? Now we know the impulse is F into T, and T we know 2 seconds, and force we know 75 Newton. So definitely impulse would be 150 kg meter per second. So finally the impulse is 150 kg meter per second. So I hope you have understood all the 5 questions which I have just discussed with you people, students. Uh, in next presentation, uh, I will discuss the theory on collision and uh, the loss of energy, and then we will do the numerical, and that would be the end of unit 3. And then I will give you some assignment related to unit 3, and you have to do that assignment and submit me with time. It is being expected uh, from uh, from the management that we should be able to complete our syllabus by 30th of April. So I'm trying my best that I complete unit 3 as well as unit 4 uh, by the end of April. So uh, uh, kindly, kindly keep attending the classes. Uh, I hope this class would have gone uh, good for you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.